What's up guys, and Funape here. Now if you guys didn't know already, I'm a big fan of musicals. I actually used to be in musicals up until the age of 18 because of the fact that the group that I was with had an age gap. So, I couldn't do musicals anymore, but I still am a big fan of musicals and I still like doing the occasional panto. But I actually thought, why not go over my top 5 favourite musicals? Because it's something I haven't done on this channel, and I feel like it should be an interesting video to do. I only had 5 because I haven't seen as many musicals as I am proud to admit, and some I do remember seeing. Like, they were quite a few years ago. I do remember seeing The Lion King once, but that was when I was like really young, so I don't fully remember it. But I'm basing these based on, well, whatever I feel like favours one over the other. After all, they're my favourites. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. What's some of your favourite musicals? If you think I left out one, and if you have any video suggestions for the future, be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. So without further ado, let's get into the video! At number 5, we have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now this was a banger of a musical. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it so much. When I was younger, I really loved the Johnny Depp version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I grew up on that movie quite a bit when I was in my younger years, and I loved watching it. So when I found out they were going to make a musical out of it, I was intrigued because of the fact that I didn't think it could be done as a full-on Broadway musical. But boy was I wrong when I saw it the first time. I say first time because I saw it twice. And honestly, I loved watching it both times. This was definitely one of the best musicals I have ever seen. The music was so good. I loved the stage that they used. Honestly, the staging was probably one of the best parts of the musical. It was so good. I honestly felt like the stage was alive. I know it sounds weird, but it felt like the stage was alive. What can I say? Honestly, I love this musical so much. Plus, the soundtracks used were brilliant. 2 of my personal favourite songs were Juicy and probably Pure Imagination. That was it, I think. Honestly, those 2 songs were so good. Plus, when I was at my old theatre group, we actually were lucky enough to meet the choreographer for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and we learnt some of the dance routine from Juicy. And honestly, that was absolutely brilliant. That was such an amazing experience, I cannot lie. At number 4, we have Wicked. Now, I know this is going to raise some question marks for one person in particular if they're watching this video, because I do know someone who actually was a sound manager from Wicked, but I do like other musicals more than Wicked. Still, I do really love Wicked. By far one of the best musicals you can see. When I was younger, one of my favourite books to read was The Wizard of Oz. And it was a brilliant book. I haven't seen the movie, I will admit, haven't seen it. But I do feel like I should probably get around to seeing it. Because I heard that the movie is quite different than the book. Then I actually went to see Wicked back in 2017, 2018? Somewhere around that time. I actually saw it twice. The first time was with my old theatre group, and the second time was with my college. And honestly, it was absolutely brilliant both times. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it so much. I love how Wicked basically gives you unanswered questions to the book, like where the Wicked Witch came from, her origins. It was so interesting to watch. Plus, the music. Oh my god, those soundtracks were amazing. Probably cliche, but my favourite is Defying Gravity. But still, it was a brilliant show. It was by far one of the best musicals you can possibly see. And I can't lie, it's probably got one of the greatest soundtracks in all of musical history. this is also another time where I got to perform quite a few songs from Wicked. Like with my old theatre group, we did a little bit of One Short Day, and that was actually quite fun to sing. And I think we also did a little bit of choreography from One Short Day as well, so that was quite fun too. At number 3, we have Aladdin. Now this was actually something that I saw on one of my birthdays, and honestly, it didn't disappoint, because this is by far my favourite Disney movie of all time. So I had to see it in Broadway musical version, because it sounds like a bloody brilliant idea. And when I went to see it, it was a bloody brilliant idea. Aladdin, like I said, is my favourite Disney movie of all time. So when I first found out that they were going to be making a musical version of it, I really wanted to see it so badly. And I got the opportunity to. It was probably one of the best musicals I've seen, obviously because it's in my top 3. But still, it was a brilliant musical. The actors were portrayed so well. I love the stage effects they used. Honestly, it was by far one of the best experiences I have ever seen in my life. I thoroughly loved every single second of that musical. One thing that I cannot get over about this though, is the songs that they use. They used the same songs from the movie, but they also added some of their own. I also really loved the fact that how they turned the songs we've already seen from the movie into a Broadway musical version of those songs. And it worked so perfectly. Honestly, I would happily watch this musical over and over and over again, because it is that good. Probably my favourite song from that musical is Proud of Your Boy. It was such a brilliant solo, and I kind of wish it was in the original movie, I can't lie. At number 2, we have Back to the Future. Now you must think to yourself, there must be some sort of King level musical that's going to be at number 1, considering that Back to the Future is at number 2. Trust me, there is. For the longest time, Back to the Future was definitely a contender for number 1, but I saw something recently that I love more. But that's for later. Let's get to Back to the Future. When I was younger, I was a big fan of some of the old school movies. So during my pre-teens, I gave Back to the Future a try. And honestly, I loved it. It was by far one of the greatest 80s movies I've ever seen. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's my favourite 80s movie. It is by far one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. And I was intrigued when I first heard that they were going to make a musical out of it, because I didn't know if it could work. So, I actually got the tickets for one of my birthdays, and it was, I think it was not long before the pandemic, or maybe it was just after the pandemic ended. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but it was still one of the greatest musicals I've ever seen in my life. I loved Back to the Future so much. The music, the routines, the staging itself, the effects, everything was perfection. Like I said with Wicked, or I can't remember which one I said it was about, but this also felt like the stage was alive. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but Back to the Future felt like the stage itself was a living, breathing entity. And oh my god, the music was spectacular. It was the first musical that I ever seen where I decided I'm going to download every single song from the soundtrack straight to my Spotify playlist. And by far my favourite song has to be Hello, Is Anybody Home? That was a banger of a song. But there's one musical that far surpasses it. And finally, my number 1 favourite musical of all time is the Death Note musical. Now this part of the video is going to be on my TikTok, because I'm half hoping that the cast of Death Note, or maybe the producers of the Death Note musical, are going to see this and maybe let me know what they thought of my opinion of it is, but who knows? Honestly, this is by far the greatest musical I have ever seen so far, and probably always will be my favourite musical of all time. I went to see the Death Note live action on the 22nd of August, and honestly, it did not disappoint. Plus, it didn't help matters because we were literally in the second row. Like, how this stage works is the Londoner Palladium basically has 3 sections. A section that goes diagonally to the right, diagonally to the left, or straight down the middle. We were straight down the middle in the second row. And honestly, it was an amazing experience. I could see everything crystal clear. The staging was absolutely brilliant. It honestly felt like parts of the anime came to life. Honestly, different parts from the anime, different locations, it all came to life. It all came into one big combination and it worked so brilliantly. Everything about this musical was perfection. The actors, the songs, the costumes, the stage, everything. The routines, honestly, everything about this musical was perfection. Also, I have downloaded every song from the musical onto my Spotify playlist. And honestly, I can't pick a favourite song from the soundtrack because I love them all. They were so brilliant. I love every single song from that musical. I also love some of the characters that were in the musical as well. Because I was a big fan of people like Light, Elle, Ryuk, Misa Misa. I loved them all. And my mum really liked it because she took me to see it. It was honestly really good. She was a big fan of both Ryuk and Elle. She liked Ryuk because he was funny, and she liked Elle because she thought he was attractive. Like I said, I love the songs from Death Note so much. In fact, I love them so much, I'm going to be doing covers of them on my TikTok. Because honestly, I love singing these songs so much. Plus, I can't exactly do it on YouTube because YouTube won't allow it. So I'm going to be doing it on TikTok where it's safer and people, I feel, will probably find it and enjoy it more over on TikTok. So, yeah. Still, I thoroughly loved this musical. Everything about it was perfection. If I was some rich trillionaire, I would happily give up half of my fortune just so they can keep doing the Death Note musical in London. So that way, we can continue to watch and enjoy this masterpiece of a musical. And there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did, and be sure to let me know down in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. What are your favourite musicals? If you think I missed one, and if you have any video suggestions for the future, be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. Did you enjoy the video as much as I did making it? If you did, be sure to give it a massive thumbs up, comment down below, share this video with a friend, and if you're new, subscribe to my channel. It's been Inferno today. Okay, that's all from me, so until the next time, this is Inferno, signing off. Bye!